Salutare tuturor! Vă uitați la canalul Pro Gaming România, mă numesc Andrei și astăzi vom începe o nouă serie, jocul de Stanley Parable. Un joc foarte interesant, mi-a plăcut foarte mult de când l-am văzut. Sper să vă placă și vouă. Da, îmi place cum se vede ecranul pe un ecran mai mic și pe un ecran mai mic și puteți vedea aici sus în colț recorderul meu. Aici, când îl filmez eu, nu se vede, dar jocul acesta îmi capturează tot ecranul și mi-l pune acolo. Jos și se vede și interesant, mă rog. Nu o să vă spun prea multe despre joc, o să vă las să descoperiți. Are foarte multe, atât să vă spun, are foarte multe sfârșituri, deci o să jucăm destul de multe episoade. Haideți să începem, o să tac din gură până povestește naratorul ce are de povestit.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oops.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yay! Deci, nu o să pot să traduc. Aveți acolo subtitrare, nu pot să traduc nimic din ce zice, pentru că e mult prea mult și o să se audă nasol. Ok, eu am mai jucat acest joc, dar da, o să mă prefac că nu l-am mai jucat.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
O să vedeți despre ce e vorba.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nu, prima oară o să ascultăm povestitorul. Pe E interacționez cu diferite obiecte. Uitați.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Povestitorul îmi spune să iau pe stânga, eu pot să iau pe stânga sau pe dreapta. După cum am zis prima oară, haideți să facem ce spune povestitorul. Acest joc este destul de vechi, dar totuși este foarte interesant.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Deci,
Feeling a
atât de
wave
mult
of
detaliu
disbelief,
s-a pus în acest
Stanley
joc.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
După cum vedeți, slide-uri, tot felul de lucruri interesante. Se deschide și
Stanley
închide.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing
Asta e un
here,
bonus.
so he turned around and got back on track.
Dacă stai mult acolo, îți comentează cum ăsta în față de ce stai acolo și tot felul de chestii. Poate încercăm și acel mod.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Luăm
office.
pe scări în sus. Ups. E încuiat. Scuzați sunetele din fundal. Nimic, fratele meu stă și se uită la mine.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Chiar nimic.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number.
Cum să știu eu? Cum să știu eu acest?
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Cum să știu? De unde să știu eu acest număr? Da? Stai să mai zic o
Stanley
dată.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless,
Doi,
since he could never
opt,
possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons
Da,
on
e incredibil ce...
Stanley
Normal,
happened
am
to
apăsat
input
așa
the
la
correct
nimereală
code
cu...
by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ce avem pe aici? Wow. Buton. Pasăm. Click. Spooky. Deci, nu știu, mi se pare așa de amuzant jocul ăsta. Nu știu de ce. E așa de interesant cum reacționează povestitorul la mișcările tale. Acum nu a zis mare lucru, dar să vedeți când nu o să-l ascult. O să înceapă să vorbească cu mine și tot felul de lucruri interesante.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind Control Facility. Ups, mă scuzați. Nu știu ce a avut. Un buton pe care apare un bec și întuneric în jur.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Wow.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Să mergem. Camera. Pico.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Click-o.
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Wow.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Înapoi. Nu? Nu mai vrei? Ok. Bate. Uite, ăla. Nu? Haide! Ok. Mergem mai departe. Vreau să văd că e stricat și vreau să... uite. 528. Mă rog. Credeam că zice fire, cum zice la ăla de acolo. Mă rog. Symbol de lift.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Un lift și un bec luminos.
No, he refused to believe it.
Luminița.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Once and for all. Pe scurt, a zis să închidem aparatul. Da, cum am zis, să-l ascultăm de data asta. 5. Mă rog. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Off. Clicau. Întuneric. Un mouse. Al meu. Eu îl mișc. Ok. Ce e aia? Două liniuțe.
Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Nu, scuzați din nou.
Yes. He had won. He
Lumina.
had defeated the machine.
Lumina.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was
Pasăre.
mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Yeah,
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Vreau.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yay!
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his
Nu
skin,
mai mișc eu.
the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley
Was
was happy.
Yay! Sunt fericit. Mă bucur. Ok. Ăsta a fost primul sfârșit. Sunt o grămadă. Ok. Să începem cu următorul. Acum nu o să-l ascult absolut deloc. O să fac exact inversul la ceea ce îmi spune. O să mai... De exemplu, dacă l-ascultam până la jumătate și apoi nu mai ascultam, sunt o grămadă de sfârșituri. Două mi se par foarte interesante. Sper că nu va trebui să tai filmarea. Nu. Am o problemă cu încărcat-o, nu știu, uneori se blochează și n-am ce să-i fac. Dar de data asta văd că n-am avut nimic. Ei, de la capăt. Ok. Mai e unul, închid ușa și o să vi-l arăt pe acela mai încolo, nu mai zic nimic.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Da, sigur, la employee lounge acolo, să mai stau și o să mai pierd un pic din timp.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Uitați-vă și
It
voi la
had
ceasul
really
ăla,
been
chiar
worth the
merge.
detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Da, mă rog, și dacă stai aici, tot comentează asta, că de ce stai. Stai să vă arăt, e chiar amuzant. Ok, mai stăm un pic, tralala.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Chairs, paintings, 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 paintings.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Ok, ajunge.
But at last, he had enough of the amazing room
In
and took
sfârșit.
the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Da, mulțumesc. Ce compliment drăguț din partea ta. Ok, deci, aici poți să sari și să mori,
Look, Stanley,
dar
I
nu
think
pățești
perhaps
nimic.
we've gotten off on the wrong
Adică
foot
pur și simplu te
here.
duci de la capăt.
I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize
Nu
that
poți să ajungi
investing
acolo,
your
în
trust
schimb,
in
poți să
someone
ajungi
else can be
acolo.
difficult, but the
Dar
fact
nu o
is
fac
that the
acum, o
story
fac
has
altă
been
dată.
about nothing but you.
Pentru că
all
al
this
sfârșit
time.
ăla e foarte interesant.
There's someone you've been neglecting,
Sunt
Stanley.
vreo 3-4
Someone
sfârșituri în
you've
direcția aia.
forgotten about. Please, stop trying to
Ok.
make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her. Who is
This is
her?
it, Stanley.
Am o
Your chance to
nevastă.
redeem yourself.
Yay.
To put your work aside. to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Mă așteaptă. Ce? Un telefon?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Am răspuns. Patru, doi, șapte?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the
Nevasta
bread
mea.
out of the
Să
oven.
văd cum arată.
All
Hi.
right.
Deschide ușa.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Ok.
Gotcha. Oh,
Chiar că m-ai
come
prins.
on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Ok, dacă insisti.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Nu. Nu. Nu, nu. N-apăsăm. Nu, nu. Nu, nu, nu. Nu, 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 nu. Nu, nu. Nu, 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 nu. Nu, 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 nu. Nu am apăsat eu chestia aia, doar degetul meu.
He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Ok. Nu, 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 nu. Mă rog, haide să nu mai stau așa degeaba, că nu se întâmplă nimic
Look
dacă
at him
n-apăs.
there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Mersi mult.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever...
Sper că se aude ce șoptesc eu la microfon. Apasă Q, televizor, vreau.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Serios.
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost
Mă
too
rog, și-mi zici
wonderful
chestia asta
to
de o
behold.
grămadă de ori să apăs și-mi povestește ce se întâmplă
As he
și...
wandered through this fantasy world, he began
Chiar
to
nu e
fill it
nimic.
with many possible
Ok,
paths
asta
and
nu era.
destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Yay!
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Ok,
In
mersi pentru
reality, all
birou.
he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Ok, și de aici chiar nu mai... Ok, 6.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Ok, nu apăsăm pe buton. Da, mă rog, și ne ține rău pentru toată... Pot să nu apăs. Nu trebuie să apăs pe buton. Dar trebuie. E 8. E chiar sub degețelul meu. Vreau să apăs. Vreau.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here
Ok, mersi.
is electing to kill
Vreau să
himself?
ies și vreau
How
să
can I
nu
get him to
ies.
see what
Nu
I
știu.
see?
Vreau să iau
How
de la
can I
capăt
make
și
him
nu...
look at himself?
Ce?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Ok.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Ok.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
Da. Ok. Un pic creepy. Doar un pic. Da. Ok, încă un sfârșit și după aceea încheiem episodul.
Just a step
Cred
through
că
this door,
m-am
Stanley
întins
thought to
destul.
himself, that's all I need.
O să...
If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Ok, de ce vorbește diferit? Nu era acolo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Da, luăm iar ăsta. Nu o luăm pe
Look,
acolo,
Stanley,
să
I think
liniștiți.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Știm ce e de
To
fapt
put your
aici.
work aside.
Dar
To let her back
mai avem
into
ceva
your life.
în acest loc.
She's been waiting.
Nope.
That's her.
Scoatem
Stanley.
din priza.
Oh no! You can't. Did you just unplug the
Da.
phone?
L-am scos din priză.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Da.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices?
Wow.
What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
Vai,
Or
mersi.
did you not
Ce
grasp
pot să zic?
the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the
Yay,
real world.
merci.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Yeah.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here,
Da.
the real world
aici.
makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find
Merci.
yourself speaking with a person who does not make
Fish.
sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice. Mersi. Practice. Lecție de antrenament sau ce? De ce nu mai merge? Așa?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular
mă lăsa
basis is
să...
the best part
Da.
to a healthy
Nu
decision-making
înțelegeam.
process.
Mi-a dat timp să mă antrenez, cum mi-a zis.
Per day.
Da.
Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Da, ce drăguț din partea ta.
Welcome back.
Mulțumesc.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been.
Yay.
This way, please.
Vai, mersi. Îmi deschis și ușa. Ce drăguț ești. Deci. Aici?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Da, nu mă lăsați mai sar.
Character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Ce bine ar fi
We
să
just
sar
need to
aici.
get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Deschidem, vai, mersi. Mamă, dar ce drăguț e naratorul ăsta, îmi deschide toate porțile posibile. Wow, și pe asta. Și pun pariu că o să mă pună după aceea la ușile alea să iau pe cealaltă.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Okay.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Nu. S-a stricat jocul. Ups, am greșit ușa, mă scuzați. N-am vrut. Hai. Pe aici. Da, nu? 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 Other direction. În partea cealaltă? Ok, pe aici. Vreau pe acolo, dar nu mă las. Okay.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work.
Warning.
Why?
Warning.
For what?
Scary.
What did you get out of
incoming.
that? What did you think was so special
Adică
about seeing the
scary.
game undone? Left
Un
here
pic
like so
ciudat.
much
M-a
garbage.
anunț doar.
Well, it's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that
Get
way.
everywhere.
Is it better to shut the game down
Get.
entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Închid jocul. Nu, îl închide. Nu. Sfârșit.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is
Nu am pot să mai
destroyed.
ies. Da.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Da, chiar sunt. Ai dreptate.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Măi, deci dacă iau pe acolo, se întâmplă ce s-a întâmplat adineauri. Dacă iau pe aici, nu știu ce se întâmplă, așa că hai să iau pe aici. Dacă se ia e stricat asta, nu e stricat.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ok, mi-a blocat și partea de jos. Îmi place. Și ușa de aici, mersi. Ok. That's new.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions, and beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Shark 115. Nu? Nu? Shark 115? Shark, spațiu, 1.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark
scuze.
115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. No?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark
Fine, you're
115.
not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect
Dar nu pot să vorbesc în jocul ăsta. Nu pot.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Mersi. Dacă...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Eu sunt aici sus. Tu ești acolo jos.
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
Da, totul e în regulă, dar sunt aici sus.
I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening?
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
Is everything all right?
Este totul în regulă.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
Săracul.
Choose.
Da, bine. Choose. Stânga. Uite, mă duc. Eu mă mișc. Dacă nu...
more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
Da. Cam atâta pentru acest episod. Dacă v-a plăcut, și pun pariu că v-a plăcut, lăsați un like și dacă nu, de ce nu, și un subscribe. Pagina de Facebook va fi în descriere, ca întotdeauna. This game was made by Galactic Cafe. Galactic Cafe, mulțumesc mult pentru acest joc, îl ador. O să mai jucăm și alte sfârșituri altă dată. Atât pentru acest episod. Mulțumesc pentru vizualizare. La revedere. Ba nu, încă ceva. Să aștept comenturile și sugestiile voastre. La revedere!